I would say this is probably the best beer that we've made, mate.
Well, they're each unique and different and do their own thing.
We just get better every time.
Yeah, I hope so. It would be worse after this much time. We're getting worse.
Where do we go next?
Time to retire.
Depends how many
Well, we're
beers you
still
drink beforehand when you come
going
up
to
with
brew that gold medal winning Vireman lager to get the
yes. That's our long term.
That's the pinnacle.
That's our long term goal.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of A Beer with the Brewer. And today we have the infamous brewer himself, Hendo.
How are you, Flex?
Good, mate. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, thanks,
That's
mate.
fantastic. And the brewer himself, Matty. How are we today,
The
mate?
People's
I'm
Brewer.
well, mate. I'm well.
The People's Brewer, hashtag. Getting quite a following.
Quite a following. I think I'm up to 12.
Yeah,
Or
nice.
is that you that's up to
No,
12?
that's-
I've got 12.
You get 12. No, fantastic. So today we are talking about our 3 of 4 birthday beers that we've done. So as you know, it's our 4th birthday this year, and Matty has done a sensational job of organising and putting together 4 beers for our 4-year birthday, number 3. This is a Nemesis Cold IPA, which is the opposite of the Phoenix IPA, which is number 1. So you'll be hearing about that one as well. Well, we might as well crack it open, boys.
I'm keen.
Crack her
Get into
open.
it.
Thirsty weather out there. Another
Thirsty.
storm rolls through.
Oh, the aroma that comes off that is punchy.
Very pale too.
Very pale.
Very pale. Straw, I would say.
It's like
Straw.
It's like what Matty looked like after the weekend in Tasmania. Quite pale.
Cheers, legends.
That
Cheers,
really
mate.
does suck the colour out of you.
Certainly does. Well,
We've done right
well.
on this one, eh?
It's not bad.
Holy
It
moly.
is spicy.
That is just...
So this bad boy comes in at 7%. Packs a punch. Packs a punch.
It's basically a big tropical fruit punch, really, isn't it?
so good.
I've never made a beer like this before.
No, it's...
Should we discuss what cold IPA is?
Sure, you
Yeah.
take us away because I guess thinking back when we were putting these beers together, reached out to a few brewing friends, our friends from Black Hops and the Currumbin Valley boys, and somehow you got a gig too.
Oh, you know, I'm the good guy.
It's like the myth and the legend that just floats around us.
But as we've done, what's this, our 3rd, 4th beer we've done as a
I think this
Revel
is
and
the
Rockstar Brewer
Revel and
collab.
Rockstar Brewer collab. I think this is the 3rd.
So I think each time it's been sort of IPA on trend or
On trend or on fad.
on
fad,
fad at the time.
yes.
On fad. So the
so
first
this
one
was-
that we did was the Brute IPA,
Brute
and they
IPA.
were big.
Brute IPA.
That was about a year after you guys
Yeah,
opened.
yeah, I
I
think
think
that
it
was
We were
the-
discussing that before in the car. We're trying to
Yeah.
think back as
And-
to
It was
and then-
how that fit
2018,
into the
I think it
timeline.
was.
That's right.
Yeah,
And then we
2018, and then the
then we did the TDH Hazy
TDH
IPA. So
19.
that was the 3 malts, 3 hops, 3 yeasts, twice dry hopped.
It was. 3 is the magic number.
Yes,
3
that's
is
right.
the magic number. as
And then we did this one, which is a cold IPA. So a little bit of an explainer as to what a cold IPA is. There's a lot of conjecture out there as to what a cold IPA is.
well. It's not IPL.
Some people say it's an IPA. Some people say it's an IPA. It's actually it's a mixture of 3 different styles,
Bit of a
right?
hybrid.
So the malt bill in this is very reminiscent of a American light lager. So it's basically Pilsner malt and I don't know why I'm explaining it to you because you already know. But basically Pilsner malt and...
Well, I didn't
and-
know. I had to get you to research it.
Well, that's right. I did all the research. So the malt is basically Pilsner malt and corn. So that's the malt. It is hopped like a American West Coast IPA, and then it's fermented like a steam beer. So basically, a steam beer, yeah. So like think Anchor Steam Beer out of San Francisco. So steam beer is basically a lager that's fermented at ale temperatures.
Right.
right? Which is what
Well, I
we
didn't
did
know
with
that.
this. Yeah, now you know. It's amazing, isn't
mate,
it?
you are a wealth
So
of
it's that.
knowledge.
So for those who say that a cold IPA is a straight out IPL, I would disagree because there's more to it than
Certain
just
different elements that take from.
Well, there's more to it than just the yeast,
boxes.
right? Because we, the yeast that we used with this is a pretty standard sort of lager yeast, and the way in which we fermented it is we sort of pitched it at kind of a lager temperature, but we never really turned the cooling on the tank, so you just let it rip to 20
through.
degrees,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sort of thing, and so it's come out really
Interestingly,
it's
it's
clean.
when you and I first sort of started dating in the brewing scene.
Dating. Well, you've heard it first.
That's pretty much how we used to make lager.
Does Emma know this?
She does. We come on our honeymoon. So
You started off as a cold temperature and then ramped it up to hot.
she wasn't forgiving me for that. But yeah, that's another story. Back in the Southern Bay days when we'd pitch it as cold as possible, which is about
Because-
12 or 13.
That's right, because
with
the
no
cooling.
ferment control.
That's right.
So
yes.
we're making cold IPA 10 years ago before we knew it was a thing.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So-
So, but this beer has turned out way better than I expected. What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, I agree. Like, the style has probably been around for 6 months, maybe, in the craft beer in Australia.
Yeah.
There's a few
And I've
breweries
tried
I've
a
seen.
few up until this point, but this is
Yeah.
just different. Again, I was not expecting this to turn out this way.
So when it's new, everyone's different take on the style. And then I personally hadn't tried one, and I still haven't tried another one. So,
Yeah, right.
so I don't really have much
This
to
is
go
the
on
best.
as to what
Just don't.
This is the best one I've
It
had,
doesn't
for
get any better
sure.
than that. That's the best one.
So
I've had.
I think a couple of other brews that spring to mind. Blackman's, that's won a gold medal
Blackman's
for
did
one.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
I've tried the. That's right. I won a gold medal at the Indies. and,
Ballistic made one recently with Currumbin.
That's right. Yes.
I haven't tried that.
I've tried the Bridge Road one as
Yeah.
well, and
So yeah, a few breweries have had a crack at it. But yeah, as a brewer, you're like, cool, it's a new style. What's my take on it? So brewing the beer, obviously, as you mentioned, the grist American light lager, but then you get to play around with the hops a bit.
yeah. What did we end up
Um,
using? We used.
It was largely Aussie. We used Eclipse,
Eclipse,
a bit
Galaxy,
of Galaxy,
and
then a bit of Simcoe.
yeah,
So yeah, West Coast.
that's
IPA,
an amazing combo. I've never made a
super
beer with that
fruity
combo
and
before.
tropical.
Very, very tropical. Doesn't taste like a lager at all.
No,
I would-
and it's also, in saying that,
Almost tastes like an IPA.
Who would have thought?
with the ferment profile, it's super clean.
Yes,
So
and I wasn't expecting
fermented
that
it-
either.
With the ferment, you'd expect a bit more ester in there because it's a
Yes.
lager yeast.
Yep.
To me, that hasn't really come through.
And
It's
and previously,
just showcasing the hops.
yeah, absolutely. Previously, I've brewed attempts at doing like India Pale Lager and that sort of thing with the yeast that we use, which is the Saf Lager 3470, pretty run of the mill lager yeast, and didn't have really good hop outcomes. This has blown me away as to how this has actually turned out in terms of its hoppiness and juiciness and
Yeah,
all that sort of thing. It's just, I don't know, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it took me by surprise when I tasted it out of the tank. I didn't taste it through the whole entire process. I basically tasted it when it was in bright carbonated and things like that. When I had it, and it had just certain elements across the whole entire kind of profile of the aroma, and then the flavor profile, and then the taste, the cleanliness of that
Yeah.
lager yeast. And I was just like, holy shit, Matty, this is like pretty amazing, because you think of like a really kind of punchy, like it's at 7%. Like
Yep, yeah.
if you think about a punchy IPA, you do have that malt body, that kind of, I guess it gives it that different flavor profile, and with the hops also, and then the yeast.
Yep.
With this, and like you said just before, it really showcases the hops.
Yes, yeah.
And like, I literally just had a taste and the aroma, and you're just like, holy shit, like this is like a slap in the face. Like it just lifts every profile of the hop that you actually put into it.
Yeah,
And it finishes super clean.
and balanced, and just balanced and everything. You know,
Yeah.
like you know, there's a bit of malt in there. The hops and the dry hopping in particular are just phenomenal. And I don't think it got like you know, like you see all those IPAs these days you get like, stupid amounts of dry hop, 20 grams a litre and that sort of thing. We didn't even do that, did we?
I think when you first sent me the recipe, I'm like, well, this looks like a home brewer gone mad, which I may have mentioned to you.
Yes.
So I toned it back a little bit to what you might do in a
But that was
in a
more about
commercial
that's more about the bitterness. So like,
I think we've been scraping our teeth off with it.
Exactly. The style actually calls for 60 plus IBUs in that.
Yeah, right.
And I sent that through to Matt, and Matt just goes, nah, let's not do that. I'd probably say this is probably pushing between 40 and 50, I'd say. I don't think it's up at 60. What do you reckon?
Because it's a bigger beer, it's probably got a little bit of sweetness. So it's all like in sort of, as you said, balance and based on the actual beer itself. It's your perception of the bitterness. So it probably is 50 to 60 if you actually measured it.
Yeah.
But it's all in balance with the actual beer. So it definitely doesn't hang around in your mouth though.
Yeah,
the
it's
bitterness.
no lingering
It's
bitterness.
quite clean and
No, it just
It's all
finishes
about the hop,
very
oil
crisp
and flavour.
Yeah, definitely.
in saying that it's not dry hopped stupid amount, it's still got enough in there
Yes.
to be able to taste it. So
I like doing more with less though, when it comes to dry
Yeah,
hopping.
it's-
So,
I think this style really lends itself to that as well,
yeah.
because you're not fighting against different stronger profiles as
Yeah.
you do in the
Yeah.
in the kind of IPAs and things like that as well. So it's such a lovely, easy drinking 7%.
I would say this is probably the best beer that we've made, mate.
well, they're each unique and different and do their own thing.
We just get better every time.
Yeah, I hope
think.
so. It would be worse after this much time for getting worse.
Where do we
It's
go
probably
next?
time to retire.
Depends how many
Well,
beers you drink beforehand when you
we're
come
still
up with
going to
it.
brew that gold medal winning Vineman lager to get the
Yes. That's our long
that's the
term.
pinnacle.
That's our long term goal.
Yeah.
Made with 50 out of 50 kilo bags as well.
Yeah,
Well, I've
Instead of the
tried.
usual
I've tried my
25.
best to get those.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
we're on the way, mate.
So-
we won a championship.
We just want to mark this for
Wow.
posterity,
Under one.
right? Is
Yeah.
that what Matty and I aim to do before our brewing careers are over? Is that we're going to brew a beer together that's 100% Wyman malt. We're going to enter it into an international standard competition, so it might be the ARBAs or World Beer Cup or something like that, and we want to win a trophy with it, because if we win the trophy, we get a pair of Wyman overalls, the red overalls, the yellow T-shirt, the Wyman overalls.
Very
They're
hard to
very
do.
coveted.
And that's all you have to, and that's all you wear.
That's-
nothing else under that.
Nothing.
No.
Just straight up.
No,
just a
that's
jumpsuit.
if I win
That's
the
how the
Wyman
Germans
overalls.
work.
If I win the Wyman overalls, that's all I'm
That's
wearing
it.
for the rest of my
You'll see
life.
it.
I'll be like, be Tuesday afternoon. I walk in the brewery here wearing the Wyman overalls. I probably wouldn't even
Perfect.
wash them.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I
They
don't think
stand
you
up
need
as,
to.
as you got out of them. They stand up by themselves.
That's right. Yeah.
You have to get lifted out by
You
the
got
time of
to
the
earn
forklift.
that privilege,
Yeah.
So yeah. So
So
but Matty,
only the next couple of years then for you.
I think so. Thank you. And but yeah, I mean, Matty and I have got a pretty long history, brewing together and that sort of thing. We first started brewing together 2012. It was 2012. Yeah,
I think so,
I
yeah.
still didn't have hair then, and we were brewing at Southern Bay Brewing in Geelong. And Matty, I always attribute Matty to teaching me how to brew lager, because up until that point I did not know how to make lager and that sort of thing, and I learned a lot from the Southern Bay crew, because that's all they made, and
I think a lot of lessons were learned.
I think that's
out of
why
that
these
brewery.
oh my god, yes,
Come out
It was a
good.
very
Problem solving,
so
all that
very
type of
exactly.
stuff.
It was a very old brewery, very old equipment, falling apart. It's just recently gone into liquidation finally. Because it was just a brewery that was running very poorly and that sort of thing. But we had a good time when we were there, though. We got up to a lot of mischief.
Do you wear any blue overalls when you were down there?
No, jeans. I wore jeans.
Jeans?
Yeah,
Nice.
my blue pants. They're only recent that I've switched over to that because of the pockets. Basically, I need the pockets.
The old cargos.
Yeah. For my glasses, 'cause I'm getting old. But yeah,
Plus, you didn't do a lot of brewing in those days.
No, a lot of office work and that sort of thing, and
Very much a head
It was
brewer.
yeah, exactly. But but it was good fun, and we've sort of we've built a great friendship, relationship, and that sort of thing, over the years. And I'm originally from Queensland, and when Matty sort of decided that he was going to move up to Queensland, I was secretly like, yes. So
Yep.
and Matty's done a great job here in Brisbane, with Revel Brewing Co. because he's really sort of made his mark in the Southeast Queensland brewing community. The punters love his beers. I love his beers. And now that he's got the accolade of having just won the trophy for the Neo Mexicanas, it's just kicking goals in every way. I'm just going to put my hand out here for the lazy redback. And it was only a lazy redback, wasn't a pineapple.
Okay.
So it's all you could afford. But yeah, so I really look forward to it's Revel's fourth birthday and 4 amazing birthday beers having come out. I'm really stoked to be a part of Revel's history. Even if it's just catching up and just mashing beers or making a beer or something like that, And
I mean, over the whole entire 4 years, I think you've been a pretty kind of integral part of how we kind of entered the market as well. Like, you knew a lot of people. You helped us along the way in relation to guiding us to certain places, giving us some information. You helped us with this new place as well.
Yes.
So without your guidance, we may have missed out on this as well.
That was very serendipitous.
It's fantastic that you were a part of making a birthday beer for our 4th year. I think COVID kind of hindered last year in relation to the birthday beers and things like that. But mate, every single rendition every year, and I hope that we can continue doing it.
Same.
Every single
Absolutely.
year, do a nice little beer special, something new in the market.
Yep.
Because you're always got your finger on the pulse there. Yeah, all the beers that have come out, it's been fantastic, and it's been a fantastic journey, and you helping us along the way.
We're not done
also,
yet. We're not done yet.
As well. It's
We've
not
got more to do,
goodbye.
I
It's
think.
a see
We're
you
a bit
later.
young in our journey.
Yes, that's right.
The youngest 3 old fellas around.
Hey, I've still got hair.
Hey.
Got hair on my face.
Yeah, well.
But look, you guys have built an amazing team, 2 amazing breweries in a very short amount of time. You've had an amazing impact on the craft brewing community, here in Brisbane and Southeast Queensland, and now nationally. With your recent Indies accolade and that sort of thing. Keep doing what you're doing. Just be good beer people, and you can't really go wrong.
That's what we try.
Yeah.
All right. Well, an absolute sensational cold IPA. If you don't get your hands on this bad boy, you will be extremely sad, because pretty much all of this stuff has been sold at the moment. So it's going out to wholesale, and there's very limited release of all the 4 birthday beers. A lot of venues out there will be holding a bit of each. So get in there, take the journey with us for our 4 years, get 1 of each beers or a 4-pack of each beer, so you can share it around like us.
And drink this beer fresh.
I think if you can get 1 of each and drink them, if you have the time, drink them in a sequence.
Definitely.
Drink the cold
1 through
IPA
4.
next to the Phoenix IPA.
Yes.
The other 2, obviously not IPAs, but offer something different and unique as well.
Yeah.
We have the Pilsner and also the peach iced tea, do with smoky. So it's designed as a 4-pack for people to enjoy, like as a 4-pack, and try each beer, share them with a friend, sit around, talk about them, and revel.
And revel. Bit of revelry.
Yeah,
maybe.
a bit of a revelry. That's
all right,
the
guys,
idea.
mate. Well, thanks, Hendo, for your input into this one and taking us on the journey of a new style. Matty, fantastic execution. And everyone, get out there, get your lips around this bad boy, and you will be absolutely pleasantly surprised. So, cheers. To the next
everyone.
episode. Cheers.
Happy birthday, Revel.